Hello, Chin Tan. I'm the chairperson of the Victoria Multicultural Commission.
Thanks very much, Mr. Tan. We find you here at the independence celebration of the Ugandan Association of Victoria. What do you think about this event?
It's a great event. I mean, this is the first time I've been invited to the Ugandan function as the commissioner, so happy to be here. But look, I've been very warmly welcomed. The food is great, the company is good, and it's a very good atmosphere. And I only hope that it will grow every year, become bigger as well.
Is this your first African sort of celebration to attend?
Not the first African, but the first Ugandan. So I've been to many African functions in the last 12 months, yes.
And how significant is this type of event for new and emerging communities in Victoria?
I think it's terribly important because what's important to remember is as people remember the heritage to the place in which they come from, and particularly with people who come from as new migrants and as refugees, it's very important to go back to the sense of their place to which they come from, and this is where they keep the cultural heritage. But I think in due course, as they celebrate the Independence Day, they do it in the context of being Australian, and that's terribly important.
Is the VMC still continuing to support events of this type, or something has changed?
Always, and we'd like to support more African community functions because, you know, there's so many functions out there, so many different communities, and sometimes there are big groups coming from one communities, but we don't see enough asking for support sometimes from the African communities. For example, Ugandan, you know, it's only a few in a year. So when you come up with support, we would like to support because it's important, because of few functions you've got, and therefore we encourage Apollo and community leaders, please let us know how we can support and get more functions, and not just for your community, but interact with other people as well, different communities, so that we can share and understand what you do as well.
And what message have you got to the rest of the African groups and associations out there as the chairperson of the VMC?
In many ways, the African community through the Ugandan community has done a very good job. You're very stable. It's not a huge community, but in terms of people who have entered into the community and done well for themselves and then lift their own community up, in terms of the way you harmonize the peace and the prosperity which you brought to your own community, and that's a lesson to be learned as well, how to do things well, and the Ugandan community has done that. So my message is, of course, you know, we can learn from each other. Different communities, different strength, and you obviously have your own strength, and that, thank you for doing the job, which is my job, and keeping community harmony.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, Mr. Tan.
Thank you.